Welcome and welcome back to the channel, all of my beautiful change makers. My name is Kira Siva and I am a spiritual mentor and healer, and today we are going to find out in this pick a card reading where you are at in your spiritual journey. So I just want to give a shout out to my friend Cheryl because she suggested this, and I just want to let you know I try really hard to make the videos that you guys suggest. So if there is ever something that you would like to see, please leave it in the comments. And Cheryl, thank you so much for the inspo on this one. I am so excited. Your spiritual journey is my favorite topic, and that is why I'm a spiritual mentor. And that is why I work with people one-on-one and also do tarot card readings, because your soul's evolution is the coolest thing that has happened on the planet. So we have 3 piles here, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. You can go ahead and tap into your intuition and choose the pile that you want, 1, 2, or 3. And I pulled a bonus card today for you all because I will say spirituality is such a serious topic. You have to practice hard and work hard, and you strive and you learn how to be the bigger person, and you go through your shadow work and you do all of these things. So I picked a card because while spirituality is this super serious topic, it also is probably the most ridiculous thing that you will ever get into. And as I am certain every single one of you know by this point, the cosmic jokes are so real. They are so real. My Swami used to tell us that spirituality is 99% relaxation. So we are going to dive into your very serious spiritual growth, and we're going to laugh and have some fun today, because honestly, laughter is the easiest way, play is the easiest way to learn and to really connect to the divine. So let's go ahead and dive in to pile number 1. Okay, let us hop into here. So where you are currently at in your spiritual journey is you are doing your shadow work. You are having to go back and heal past traumas, hurts, betrayals. Like, you may be actively in conflict right now, or there may be something that feels very, like, whether it is a coworker or a family relationship or a romantic partner. Like, you are having to do the work around conflict, around just sort of like the stagnation that can happen sometimes in relationships, and the friction of conflict is showing you where your boundaries are, is showing you where your strength is showing you where you're giving your power away. It's really this, it's a really magnificent place. It doesn't feel very good, and it seems like it can feel like a very crappy place to be in. But the truth is that these are the kind of moments that show you where you can stand up for yourself. These are the kind of moments that show you how to embrace that next level version of who you are. You may have been suppressed a lot of your life. This is like giving some vibes of you are deconstructing religion, patriarchy. You're deconstructing your belief system, and there's so much healing that has to be done in that. And also, I will just say, when I talk to people about what the transformational process is going through a spiritual awakening, you have to tear down the old house. You have to tear it all the way down to the very foundation. Make sure that your foundation of your belief system and your relationship to basic things like your relationship to life, your relationship to the universe, your relationship to death, and if there is anything before birth or after death. Those aren't necessarily the most comfortable topics to dive into, but I promise the literal reward for that is being able to live a life in the highest version of who you are, and it is a life well lived, and it would be something where you would be willing to live it over again. You know, like you would never look back on your life after going through this process and be like, oh my God, what was I thinking? You, from this point on, as you build this foundation and you heal these parts and you tear down the old structures and you learn how your power is and how to actually use healthy power and healthy love and healthy boundaries, you are amplifying your freedom. You're just absolutely amplifying your freedom. So right now, you're learning this skill. You're learning the skill of deconstruction. And I adore that for you. I know it doesn't always feel good, but it is one of the most valuable skills you will ever have in your life. It will help you go through all of the transformations that you will ever need to go through in life. And when you learn how to ride this wave, your level of mastery skyrockets. It's so freaking cool. The stuff that is hard for you right now is going to be second nature for you very soon. I don't think that this is going to take a long time, because we see over here a fiery climax approaches. This again feels very conflict driven, and at the same time, as you learn to navigate this, like when circumstances that are triggering for you in your life come up in the future, it gets easier and easier and easier to navigate, handle it. You're like, oh, I know the road signs, here's the map, okay, we're gonna go through this thing and this is how it's gonna be. And like, it feels so good to be free from those things. So that is, I'm really excited about this. We also have these two very full moons, and I love how this one is balance, spirituality, and practicality, and it is this beautiful teal watery color with the fish, and this one is a red ram, right? Even within these cards, there seems to be this duality that you are learning to master. How do you feel your anger? How do you feel your sense of justice, and at the same time balance the qualities of peacefulness and nonviolence and caring? Like, these are actually really, really deep topics in terms of how you experience your life. So it's really exciting that you are learning this. Now, I pulled this particular card, any of these animal cards, as what is the main spiritual lesson you are learning right now? And you are learning to reclaim your power, which fits perfectly into having to navigate this deconstruction process, because you see all of these spots where you've been giving away your power. You feel the conflict that happens when you have let yourself down and you haven't protected yourself and spoken up for yourself and done all of these things. So you are, I'm so excited for you, because you're doing it. You are learning how to use this. Now, this may be playing out in your life as a romantic relationship. It may be playing out as a familiar relationship or a relationship in work. But I almost get the sense that, like, you are experiencing the troubles you are in your life because they're there to help bring out the innate power in you. Sometimes the divine puts us in situations and it brings out these pieces of us we didn't even know existed. And this is such a cool thing about working with people on this. And I do personal readings as well. So if you want to dive specifically deeper into your very specific case and not just a general reading, the link is in the description. But this reclaiming of power is also about knowing that it's okay. It's okay to be powerful. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to speak up. It's okay to do so much of these things. And it is it's something that makes you walk with backbone in your life. And it's really, really, really cool. Now, I pulled the Goddess card as what is the key to unlock your next level of your spiritual awakening, your spiritual journey. And I love that this is Isis. It is the sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. When you are connected with your own personal creative energy, that's where a lot of your power is. And it is, for a lot of people, it's been blamed out of you, shamed out of you, like not listened to. You know, people have a lot of big feelings around this. So the divine is really saying, hey, what you're learning through all of this conflict and all of this skill of deconstructing is you're learning how to reclaim your power. And if you want to take that key to the next level and go to the next level, you need to reclaim your creative power. You need to step into that space of you and make it a place that you feel is beautiful, right? Like, is sacred, is powerful, is enjoying. Like, it's okay to feel deep enjoyment about your life. It is okay to put your needs at the top of the list and say, you know what, like, I'm gonna feed myself the most delicious food. I'm gonna make sure I feel so beautifully hydrated. Like, I'm gonna enjoy the wind on my skin. I'm gonna go look at beautiful things that inspire me. All of these things put you in contact with the part of you that you may have felt has been like pushed away to the side. And when you step into this space and you really have healthy boundaries and you learn to enjoy the pleasures of life, this really magnificent person that is inside of you is going to come out, and you're also going to understand something about exchange, like having healthy boundaries, what is okay to give, what is okay to receive, and that's really your next level lesson. So just remember that the more you can come to terms with your creative energy and learn to enjoy yourself, enjoy life, enjoy the pleasures of life, not be consumed by it, but stand strong in it, right? Like, be proud that that is a part of you. Is so, so important. Okay. I said we were going to be super serious. You probably, for those of you who have skipped the intro, I talked about how spirituality is a super serious topic matter, and it is one of the most ridiculous things you'll ever get into. Like, it is, you know, you meditate, you clear, you do all the shadow work, you do all this tough stuff, and at the same time, there is this absolute, like, cosmic joke. Like, you will be so knee deep in doing shadow work, and then the universe will send you something, an event, a person, a moment, an aha, and you'll be like, oh my God, this was hilarious. Like, I can't believe that this thing came up. And you wind up just laughing really hard. So if you have ever felt that way, leave me a little flower emoji in the comment section, because I've seen it a lot and I have been through it so many times. You're just like laser pointed serious, and then like the divine's like, hey, you really just need to relax and chill out and laugh. Like, especially if you've been really serious, you just need to laugh. So I had these little kitty yoga postcards, and this kitty is just saying, you're sitting too much. You're sitting too much, and you need to get up and you need to stretch out your sides. So take a minute now, stand up, do a nice little side stretch, feel it in the hips, feel it in the abs, feel it in the back. And yeah, pile number 1. If you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And I do offer personal readings, so if you want to dive deeper into your spiritual journey, I would love to. I love talking about people's spiritual journeys. It is literally hands down my favorite thing I've ever done in my life. So if you're interested in that, we can do a personal reading for you. Link is in the description box. And until next time, pile number 1, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed pile number 2. Okay, so if you skipped the intro, I told you that I had a little bonus for you, and that is a bonus card because spirituality is super duper serious. You work so hard, you meditate, you do all your shadow work, you work really hard at being the bigger person in life, and at the same time, spirituality is one of the most ridiculous things you will ever do in your life, and the divine has such a masterful way of keeping you laser focused, pointed, and being super duper serious about something, and then just like throwing you a curveball that is hilarious, and you just laugh and laugh and laugh. So today, because we're talking about where you're at in your spiritual journey, I wanted to bring obviously your very serious message through and some lightheartedness, because who doesn't need a good laugh in the day? So that is going to be your bonus kitty card yoga pose over here, and we'll get to that at the end. Okay, pile number 2, let's dive in. So pile number 2, what stage you were in right now is there is a really large repeating lesson that happens in the spiritual journey. And what it does every time you go through this lesson is that it unlocks higher and higher vibrations for you. I think ultimately, when people go on these spiritual journeys, they're usually going for really peak experiences. 2, they really want psychic abilities, and 3, there is this desire for an attainment of enlightenment. Like, you want to be able to see things from a universal perspective. And so we all want this major unity experience. And sometimes I would say people go through actual enlightenment, but they don't know because it doesn't always stick. So one of the most important keys to experiencing that is this act of surrender that also encompasses trust and devotion, and it's like relaxing into the cosmos. It's like, if you were to take a hot bath and all of your muscles just suddenly okay, I'm held, I'm okay, I am really one with all things. Like, I know the universe has my back. I have a deeper trust in the outcome of the circumstances of my little human life, and I'm relaxing into the cosmic wisdom. It's almost like a little star that's like nestled in a nebula, right? Have you ever seen those pictures where you see the stars and it's like a little baby nursery with the nebula is around it? That is the vibe that I have coming through from where you're at in your spiritual journey. You've been walking away from certain circumstances in your life that have felt very unfair, that have had a lot of distractions, that have just been like unharmonious, like unfulfilling, and they the message is like they just didn't pass the vibe check. Like, the situation didn't pass the vibe check, the environment, the person. It feels very much like you're walking away from a person or persons. But over here in this death card, this transformation is walking you straight to temperance. It's walking you straight into a sense of balance. I'm in the US, so I'm speaking from a US Western perspective, but we live in an environment that the way that it is structured is constantly making us off balance. And so when you start gaining these higher perspectives, and you do that through working with beliefs like trusting the universe, surrendering to the process, believing that everything will work out for you, trusting that your guides and your angels are protecting you, it leads you to this place of inner serenity and balance that eventually the outside world can never touch. And it's such a crucial place. I don't know if I would say that I am an enlightened being, but I will say that I have felt some of the most deepest and profound moments of unity with life itself, with the entire cosmos, that has released the tension that I had no idea I was even carrying. And that's what I see for you. It's like you're having to work through just kind of the general things we all have to, right? Like, we want to know what's happening tomorrow. We want to have a sense of security. And also, sometimes the divine makes stuff and puts us in certain circumstances so that we emotionally experience that sense that happens when you go from being kind of rigid and nervous about things into a deeper, like multi-level deeper experience of trust. So this card I pulled out as the main energy of the spiritual lesson that you're learning right now, and that is surrender. A lot of people fight surrender. A lot of people. Everybody fights it, right? But there is so much beauty. There is so much. It's not like cosmic wisdom. It's like remembering your soul knowledge, and then suddenly everything's okay again. And you're not bothered. You're not bothered by the world. You're not bothered by circumstances. Like, you are a balanced, immovable fortress, because you know who you are. You understand who you are. You love who you are. And so the things happening in the world outside of you have less of an impact. And over here, as you've been working through your fears, you're very, very close to reaching this next stage of, it keeps coming up as enlightenment, but I think there's so many definitions of what enlightenment is. So I'm going to say it like this, and I have been saying it the entire time. You are very close to reaching the next depth of your soul by remembering your own soul knowledge. Like, you are remembering the truth of who you are. You are remembering who you are when you are out of the human body. You are relaxing. You are deeply, 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 deeply relaxing into the comfort of that. Because when you are that deep with your soul, like, it nourishes you. It's like being fed from the inside with like eternal fountain-like energy. It's really, really beautiful. Really beautiful. So very cool for you. You guys are very deep. You are very, very deep souls. You are very, very, very close to relaxing and really surrendering into that. So just work with that concept of surrender, and you must have already been doing that, because it's like, I feel like it's just like right there, like you're like, it's like the word that's on the tip of your tongue that you can't quite say, but like you're so close. So don't give up. Now, this is a card that I pulled specifically saying, you know, what is the key to getting you to that next level of your spiritual journey? I'm going to butcher this name, but Vajra Yogini, the essence of all Buddhas. I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. One of the most profound experiences that I had was when I was just meditating so much. I had a really, really good teacher, and I got to this point where sitting down and meditating was no different than me standing and walking. So it felt like every breath I was taking, I was meditating. It felt like every person I was around, I could just see the radiant shine of the souls around me, and how beautiful and perfect inherently everything was. So This is really an invitation from Spirit as you surrender into those deeper parts of yourself to look for that level of depth in the people and the world around you. The Spirit is just saying, like, let you guys take that and run with it, right? Because at some point in your journey, well, it's obviously nice to have PickACard readings and stuff. The nature starts to teach you. Like, your guru becomes life itself, and you have learned how to read the signs. Like, you've learned how to accept those teachings. So they don't want me to say much more about it, but you are getting this, and you're going to see it play out in your life. So just look for the sacred and bring that divinity that you hold in you to the world around you and see what happens. All right, now that was your very, very, very serious part of the reading. So let's go ahead and get to your cat yoga. This is really just a kitty that's like having a good time, having a really good time. This tells me that your hamstrings and your quads are, your hamstrings are pretty tight, and you need to just you are probably not stretching enough, definitely not drinking enough water. So your kitty over here is telling you that you need to stretch out your legs more and to drink more water. That is exactly it. Cats are always known for their really solid advice, so I hope you take that and do some stretching today. Okay, pile number 2. I really enjoy this space that you are in. I really, 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 really enjoy reading for people's spiritual journeys, and I really like going into this place. So I'm very happy that you came to this reading today, because this is this space feels like home, and it is so comforting to feel that. So thank you for letting me read for you. If you want to dive more into your personal spiritual journey, I do offer personal readings. The link is in the description. And pile number 2, this is what I see for you. I hope if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe, and I hope you have, well, I already know you will have a sacred and beautifully blessed day. Pile number 3. Okay, so if you skipped the intro, I mentioned that I have added a really funny, playful card, which is this cat yoga card. Spirituality is such a super serious topic. It's so serious, and at the same time, the cosmic jokes are so real. And leave me a tree emoji below if you have ever experienced having the divine be like, keep you laser focused on, something you're working on, and then out of nowhere you get a really funny interaction, or you have just a big insight, and it makes you just laugh, like the deep, deep, deep belly laugh, because you realize how freaking ridiculous, and that truthfully you just need to relax and chill out. So we are going to give you your very serious, where you're at in your spiritual journey, and we're going to have some fun and play with this, and we'll get to your yoga card. We actually may just start with your cat yoga card, because why the heck not? When I saw this card, the very first thing that popped out to me was like, you need to dance more. You just need to get up, you need to dance. You're getting really stiff in your body. Maybe if you haven't learned the Macarena, showing my age, YouTube it, check it out, and then laugh really hard and join along and just have a good old joke with yourself and the cosmos. Because honestly, most of spirituality is relaxation, and it's so much easier to learn when you are laughing and having fun and things are playful. Okay, let's dive into the rest of your reading. So the very core thing that you are currently learning right now is this porcupine spirit. And it's interesting because it almost feels like there is a lot of inner negativity that you've been dealing with in your life. But I had to sit with it for a little bit, because I was like, well, how is that relating to where you're at with your spiritual journey. So here's the divine message for you. Here's Spirit's message. You are learning how to see through the illusion that we call reality. Now, when you study consciousness, you start to understand that a lot of what we are conditioned to believe is, these rules and these regulations are X, Y, and Z, because we live in these cultures. When you start to unpack or get more familiar with consciousness and understanding how cultures are created and healing generational trauma, all of that kind of stuff really informs you on how malleable life actually is. So when I say you are learning to see through the illusion, it means that you are at a stage where you've done a lot of your own personal shadow work. You have been deconstructing your spiritual religious beliefs, and you have had, you've torn down that house and you've been building a new one. Right now, you are learning how to see past the unnecessary drama, the kind of, in the Vedic system, we call it the illusion. So the Maya's job is to keep you trapped in the cycle of being a human. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it keeps creation going, right? And you, as a person seeking enlightenment, your job is to get past the Maya, right? But the Maya's tricky. The Maya knows you. The Maya gets where all of your weak points are. And the Maya throws the situations and people in your life that will take your eyes off of spirit, really. So what you're learning right now is twofold. One, you are learning how to see past that. If you hold, just like say somebody's being really negative with you, there's a point where you can just really see through that and see what it is, and it's like water off your back. It's like not a big deal anymore. Or people will come and they try to gossip with you, right? And you're just like, I don't really care about that right now. I've also experienced this part of the spiritual journey as when people speak to you and they have a presenting issue, or they are saying something, you hear the words, but then you can hear into the need of them. You hear beyond that presenting problem, and you hear they're like, I didn't like that so-and-so said this, and you're like, oh, what you really needed was to feel safe and secure in that conversation. And you're learning this level of discernment. And I would actually say that there is a fair amount of clair abilities, psychic abilities that are going hand in hand with this. Because as you stay internally focused on the divine and on spirit, or however you would call that for yourself, you will start to see that in other people. And so when people say things to you or do things, you just wow, your little character down here sure misbehaving. What, but this stuff, it doesn't faze you anymore. So that's one part. You've got these clair abilities going, the strengthening of your clairsentience, your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, your claircognizance, right? All of that stuff, the skills with that are deepening, and your ability to use discretion and to discern what is the real truth with spirit going on here, and what is this just people that are trapped in the story, trapped in the thing, right? There is this, so this is where the porcupine spirit mind is coming in at. Spirit needs you to be a beginner, which actually tells me that you have recently come up. You have recently entered this new, you've unlocked this new level for you spiritually. So, and I think it's really interesting that the porcupine is staring at your two cards. These two wanted to come out, every other pile got one. of this, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So I want to get to this other part. The other thing that you are learning how to do right now is how to recycle energy. When you start, so first, you as a soul, you're like, cool, I'm awake. I'm going to do my shadow work and clear my stuff. Okay, great. You cleared out your karma. And then you're like, oh my God, the stuff that's affecting me is my family's karma. So I'm going to break these generational curses, and I'm going to clear the karma of these people now, because you've got the skills, the talent, the willingness to do it. You do it. And then you're like, oh my God, where are these problems coming from? They don't feel like me. I know me super, super well. And now you are clearing out the karmas of the communities around you, the cities around you, the people around you. So one part you have your personal karma, one part you have your family karma, and one part you have the world's karma, right? You're at the world stage. I mean, you are, yes, in the community stage, but you are having to learn how to recycle the world's negativity at this point. So if you feel like you have weird problems that are coming up, which is why you need the discernment to know and understand what is truly yours and truly not, you are learning how to recycle this negativity. It is a huge gift. It is a lot of work, and so congratulations. Yay! We all need to be doing this, and we all do it to some extent, but now I think that you're in this next echelon, and you are actively having to do this. So over here we have you and your loved ones are safe, and the energy is gaining momentum. So this is just a reminder for you. One part, you are spiritual protection for other people, and not as in an egoic way. I don't, run around being like, I'm a warrior, but your level of evolution in your soul is helping protect the people around you. And your guides and your ability to commune with them is helping to facilitate with that. The focus on love, the focus on peace, the focus on nonviolence, all of those kind of things are uplifting, and they are helping the world around you. You are also, I feel like this energy is gaining momentum is actually referring to your clair abilities and the honing in. And they're telling me you're getting better at your dream work. So one super amazing thing that you can do, say you hear somebody is sick or having a hard time and they're across the world, right before you go to sleep, you can say, I want to send my soul to do the healing work on this person in my dreams. That is a very important skill, and as much as you can take care of the world, please do, because we need every single hand on deck that we can get. And that it ties into how you're learning how to recycle the negative energy and turning it into positive energy. You are the part of the cleaning function of the earth, of Gaia. It's really cool. It's a really, really cool thing to do. And just make sure you take really, really good care of yourself. Please, 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 please. Really learn how to get the energy out of your body. In my tradition, we call it decharging. You guys might call it something else, but it is really important to energetically take care of your space. Even if you have guides and angels and people that you've assigned to do that, you need to still, everybody still showers, right? We all still brush our teeth. Have good spiritual hygiene. Now, to unlock the next level of your spiritual journey, which is wild because you just got into this one, but I think it's going to take you a hot minute to figure this out. And what you're growing through to the next stage is Lilith. The first woman, I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose to live the life that I desire to live. And Sekhmet, the red lady, I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. And both of these ladies look so serious. I would not want to cross them. Oh, they look so serious and so badass, and it's impressive. So I think that you are learning how to hold really strong energy. And when you deal with negativity, in whatever ways that you are learning how to deal with that, it really requires just like a superior level of confidence and self-mastery and taking no BS from energy. So that, like, this attitude is exactly what you are, like what Spirit's asked you to have a beginner mind about. And it is, as you master this, you're going through like a big evolutionary step right now. As you master doing these things, which is probably why you need to dance more. Make sure you laugh a lot and have really good spiritual hygiene, okay? Like, enjoy cosmic jokes to the fullest extent, because doing this is all like really heavy. Oh man, it's like really heavy manual labor to be able to do the skill that you're learning right now. So laugh, dance, drink a lot of water, have fun, because when it's time for you to work and get serious on the spiritual level, holy crap, you are a complete, stern, take no BS kind of soul. And so this is really important to learn, because a lot of times negative energy is manipulative. It is like very much like playing the victim, like, why won't you do this, won't you do that, kind of leechy, sort of like a leech feeling. It can also just be that you have to deal with some really, really tough stuff in life, and I'm like so sorry that you would have to go through that, and I'm so grateful that you have the kind of soul qualities to get you through that stuff. So I think overall, pile number 3, you guys are at a stage in your evolution where you have reached some really beautiful peaks with your personal mastery, and now that next level is being of deeper service to the world by learning how to use your discernment to see through the illusion and really learn how to recycle negative energy and turn it into positive energy. It's a really cool place, and it's kind of tough, but obviously you're learning all of the necessary skills with that, and you wouldn't be here doing that if it were outside of your reach. So I really feel like you guys are, yeah, it's just really cool. You have really stepped in, which tells me that you have done a lot of your own work, which is amazing. You've done a lot of the familiar work, which is so needed and amazing. And now you're really ready to take on the world. And I love that for you. So pile number 2, if you ever want to deep dive into your very personal spiritual journey, I know this is a collective reading. I do offer one-on-one readings. The link is in the description. I could talk about your spiritual journey with you all day long, because it is literally the thing that I love talking about. So thank you for letting me read for you and taking me to this really cool space. This is a lot of fun. I hope you go learn what the Macarena is, and pile number 3. Until next time, don't forget to click the like and subscribe. And until next time, have a beautiful and badass day.